Hello, I'm Heather Clancy. Welcome back to BestinUC TV. My guest today is Dominic Gandolfo. He is the IT director for a company called Integrated Medical Professionals out of Melville, New York. That's on Long Island, for those of you not on the East Coast. I am going to speak with him about the IP telephony infrastructure that he's deployed for his doctors. There are about 51, I think you told me, locations in the New York area. And these are physicians and specialists that deal with radiology, oncology, radiology, and also with urology. So, Dominic, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
One of the things that we were going to speak about specifically is the IP telephony that you've installed for the organization. I know that you started with one office. Tell me what you were hoping to achieve with that location, and then how you helped bring that technology to the other doctors in the group.
Sure. When I first came on board, we had one of the radiation oncology facilities had an old phone system. Mm-hmm. They came to me and asked if I can recommend a phone system. Mm-hmm. And I was already looking into IP telephony phone systems prior to joining IMP. Mm-hmm. And we were looking at the ShoreTel phone system at my previous employer. And when I left there, I kind of kept them in mind. If I was going to bring in an IP telephony solution, I was going to keep them in mind. They were kind of at the top of the list just from what I experienced in some of the demos that I attended, from ease of use, both on the end user as well on the support side.
Now, what have you seen? Let's talk about the initial doctor for a minute, because then you did extend this to other locations. But what did you see when you brought this in to that location? What were the benefits that you have seen there or in other groups, other physicians across the group?
Definitely an increase in productivity. Mm-hmm. The new IP telephony system, at least the ShoreTel, was very tightly integrated into the PC. Mm-hmm. Everything was kind of controlled through a toolbar that would sit at the top of the screen. It was very tightly integrated with Microsoft Outlook, mm-hmm. The contacts. Mm-hmm. It would pull the contacts into a small little application that would run on the PC, and it was just a matter of typing in a few letters to pull up the person's name, mm-hmm. and a matter of a click or two, and you were calling mm-hmm. the person, and it would pull up their mobile number, their office number, their home number. Mm-hmm. Kind of got rid of the old style, those ugly-looking Rolodex mm-hmm. that would sit on mm-hmm. on their desk. Okay.
Were there any other benefits that the group saw?
I would say from a cost standpoint, there were other solutions that were out there. We wanted to move away from the older style phone systems, the digital phone systems. The technology was moving towards IP telephony. It was, I think, getting more expensive to stick with the older technology, mm-hmm. trying to find parts or trying to find support for those older systems. Mm-hmm. I think they were pretty much getting phased out.
Now, based on your experience with that office, then you did recommend that you bring this elsewhere within. Is it in every location?
Correct. We first started with the radiation oncology facility. Mm-hmm. It was a successful installation there. In the meantime, back at our corporate location, we were actually leasing a phone system. It was actually a Cisco phone system. Mm-hmm. And based on the cost and what we were spending, it was an ongoing cost that was just never going to end. Right. And at the end of the day, it was a matter of renting or owning or having something tangible at the end of the day. Sure. So we, after our lease was over at our corporate facility, we brought the ShoreTel phone system into that location. Mm-hmm. And as we built out additional radiation oncology facilities, we brought in the ShoreTel phone system and had it tightly integrated between facilities. Okay.
Now, you mentioned already what you're doing now and the applications that you're using now. Is there anything that you're looking to for the future? So now that you have this platform in place, are there things that you think you're going to be able to let the doctors do that maybe they can't do now that will help them, again, spend more time with their patients, be more productive? Or are there any other applications you're looking at bringing into this IP telephony infrastructure?
Well, they also have a the mobile software that can run on multiple platforms depending on the version that you're running. We initially were a BlackBerry shop. We had BlackBerry phones, and we've expanded to the Droid and the iPhone.
Okay.
So depending on the version that we're running, I've personally run the software platform on the BlackBerry. I think it gives the physicians the capability of, when they're out of the office, being able to control their phones in the office, not having to give out their cell phone number, and basically show a presence as if they are in the office, if they were to return calls to patients for any questions that may come up.
One of the hardest things to do when you take on a new technology is get people using it. So can you tell me about any particular adoption challenges that you might have had, or how did you approach getting people to feel comfortable using this new technology?
Well, that was definitely one of the decisions that we looked into when we were looking into IP telephony solutions, was the ease of use for the end user as well as for our support team. We did provide not only hands-on support initially when we rolled it out, but we provided them shortcut cards that they can keep next to the phone. This phone system is pretty straightforward. We went through a training process, which was really only, I would say, a couple hours the first day. And I think it was more of a comfort level for us to be there for the end users to get used to it. But we did a lot of hands-on training with the end users, and we kind of let them play around with the phones amongst one another before they opened up the office hours. And I think it was pretty seamless.
Okay. You have the opportunity to advise someone who's thinking about making this investment. What things would you tell that person? What things would you tell them that they should consider, and what would you tell them that they should avoid? I
would definitely tell them to do their research. I did my research. I looked at all the big players out there: Cisco, Avaya, Mitel, ShoreTel. I looked at all of them, and it was really a combination of not only ease of use, the support structure, the stability of the phone system, and obviously the cost. They kind of all had to fall into place, and ShoreTel definitely was the winner out of.
What do you mean by the support structure? You mean like who's going to put it in place for you and support you, or?
Well, the support not only from the installation, we would become the frontline support for these divisions, but when, or if necessary, if we needed to escalate it to a higher level, that the company that was doing the installation, that they would be able to provide that second level support. And believe it or not, we actually haven't even had to call ShoreTel directly. We've been able to handle whatever issues have come up.
Did you do the installation yourself, or did you have someone help you with that?
No, we used the vendor, Eastern Datacom. They're based out of Hackensack, New Jersey. I've had a relationship with them for a while for data cabling and also the IP telephony solution.
So would you recommend that a peer of yours also consider looking at, you said you did your research, was part of that research asking someone like Eastern Datacom for their advice? I mean, I'm just curious, did you know that you were going to use a partner like that to help you? Did you feel like that was a requirement?
Well, Eastern Datacom first introduced the ShoreTel system. I attended multiple demos.
Got it.
And I knew they were a close partner of ShoreTel and that they've done many installations before, so I was pretty confident in the support structure that I was going to get from them moving forward. So there was a comfort level there that being very close with them, that things would work out.
Good. Well, thank you very much for sharing your experience with us today. Appreciate your time very much. Thanks for coming out here from Long Island.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to you for viewing another episode of Best in UC TV. Until we meet again, I'm Heather Clancy.